Welcome to today's Explainer. If you want to master English naturally, without, burying your nose in some dusty grammar book, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're unpacking what's called the Hollywood Learning Hack. We're going to show you exactly how a few carefully curated films can train your ear, totally expand your vocabulary, and dramatically improve your fluency.
But first, we really have to address the elephant in the room. Does this sound familiar? You sit down, turn on a massive Hollywood blockbuster, and literally, within 5 minutes, you're totally overwhelmed. The native speakers are talking way too fast, the slang just goes right over your head, and it honestly feels completely complicated. Well, it's a super common frustration, and it's exactly why so many learners just give up on using movies as a tool. Stick around, though, because today's curated list of films is going to solve this exact problem. It's not about watching just any movie, it's about watching the right ones.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap for today. We'll start with our beginner pick, Forrest Gump, level up to The Shawshank Redemption, cross the pond for a British focus with Notting Hill, and finally unpack the 3-step success method.
Part 1. Our beginner focus, Forrest Gump.
So if you're just starting to use movies to learn, Forrest Gump is absolutely the perfect starting point to train your ear. And this recommendation relies on a very specific reason. It features incredibly clear, simple American English. What makes this film so effective for learners is the slow pace of the dialogue. It's exceptionally easy to follow. Plus, it has this truly inspiring story that keeps you completely engaged from start to finish without ever feeling like too much. You stay emotionally invested, all while your brain easily processes the language.
So, what exactly are you going to extract from this specific film? First up, you get exposed to a Southern accent. This is fantastic for hearing natural, distinct pronunciation. Second, the script is just packed with core emotional vocabulary. You'll hear words expressing hope, determination, and love used in highly memorable contexts. And third, it's an absolute goldmine for everyday conversational phrases. We're talking practical English that you can pull right out of the movie and use in your actual daily life.
All right, moving to the next difficulty level. Movie number 2, The Shawshank Redemption.
Now, this masterpiece is pure gold for English learners. If you want to really absorb the true rhythm of the language through deep, incredibly meaningful conversations, this is your film. The script features Academy Award-winning dialogue, which basically means you're listening to some of the highest quality, most thoughtfully crafted English in cinema history. And this brilliantly illustrates why the film is so effective. It's all about context. The characters here, they aren't just making small talk. They're having deep, meaningful conversations where they discuss complex emotions and philosophy. By watching this, you're seeing exactly how native speakers really talk when they're expressing profound thoughts. The advanced vocabulary isn't just a random list of words, it's anchored in high-stakes emotional moments, and that's exactly what makes it stick in your memory so much better.
Let's pivot to a completely different geographical style. Section 3, our British focus, Notting Hill.
The sources highlight Notting Hill as British English at its absolute finest. What makes this such a phenomenal tool for learners is the romantic, light dialogue set right in the streets of London. And the plot is a comedy. That's not just for entertainment. That humor actually acts as a cognitive tool to aid your memory retention. Basically, when you laugh, you remember.
Breaking down the learning focus here, you're getting exposed to British pronunciation, which is distinctly different from the American English we heard in Forrest Gump. You'll pick up real London street language and essential social conversation skills, all wrapped up in humor and rich cultural context. Why does this matter? Well, because grasping these specific social cues and this distinct accent will immediately make other British movies, TV series, and podcasts so much easier for you to comprehend in the future. It's literally a stepping stone to a whole new world of media.
Just to lock this all in, visualizing the comparison between the two styles we've covered is incredibly helpful. On one side, we have the American English from our first 2 films, characterized by that clear, simple vocabulary and varied regional accents, like that Southern drawl. Then, on the other side, we have the British English of Notting Hill, featuring very distinct pronunciation and localized street language. Recognizing the stark contrast between these 2 global standards is a massive step in mastering the English language comprehensively.
Now for the absolute most crucial part, exactly how to watch. Section 4, the 3-step success method.
The source outlines an exact execution plan. Because let's be honest, it's not just about passively sitting on the couch with popcorn. This specific 3-step progression, first watch, second watch, and third watch, is the secret to skyrocketing your confidence and maximizing your language retention. So let's break down exactly what you do in each phase.
Now, what's really interesting about this structural progression is how it turns passive watching into active learning. We all know repetition is the mother of all learning, but blind repetition is boring. This matrix gives a specific, dynamic purpose to every single time you hit that play button.
So here is exactly how you execute the framework. In step 1, the first watch, you use absolutely no subtitles. You just listen, enjoy, and let your brain train your ear to the natural flow of the language. Then, in step 2, the second watch, you turn the English subtitles on. This is where you do the active work. Pause when you're confused, read the text, and repeat the phrases out loud to build that muscle memory. Finally, in step 3, the third watch, you turn the subtitles off again. This is the magic moment where you notice the massive comprehension improvement. You're going to be absolutely amazed by how much more you understand now. And as the source notes, your confidence will just skyrocket.
All right, we've covered the curated films and the exact blueprint for how to watch them. Now it's time for a direct, empowering challenge based on the source material's call to action. I am challenging you to apply this precise method today. Don't wait. Pick one of the 3 movies we discussed, sit down, and commit to watching just 30 minutes using this framework.
I want to leave you with this final thought. You've got the tools, you have the recommendations, and you have the method. The only thing left is to actually take action. So, which movie are you starting with? Will it be the simple clarity of Forrest Gump, the deep philosophy of the Shawshank Redemption, or the charming British wit of Notting Hill? Make your choice, declare it, and start mastering English the Hollywood way. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy learning.